Without further ado, the last dress rehearsal will be this week. And I'm going to ask Big Z right out of the gate here. Without further ado, Big Z joins us now here on the program. Appreciate you coming aboard. By the way, Big Z, how's your studio coming along?
Good, man. It's getting there. I'm not quite there yet, but it's getting there. It's been good, though, to prepare for everything. I'm excited for the big year, Big Sills.
You think they should play Makai Lemon in this last preseason game?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? No question. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this guy's not even slotted as your top 2 receivers right now. What are you holding him for? I don't even see it. I don't even see a reason to keep him out. I mean, it's not like you didn't sign Dontavian Wicks. You know, I mean, he should absolutely be on the field. There's no doubt about that to me. I don't know if they'll put him out there, but I can't see why they wouldn't. I mean, the guy's going to get no work in before his first rookie campaign. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell, I think, played in the preseason his first year. So I think he's got to get out there. Now, maybe if there's still concerns on the hamstring, he wouldn't get out there, but he should definitely be out there for sure.
Z, what's your takeaway on him so far? Where are you on August 26th on Makai Lemon right now?
I'm trying to not go overboard. I mean, it's dude, you've been covering the league a long time. You can't write a player off in the preseason of his very first season. I don't think the signs have been great so far, but you know, maybe he's a gamer. Maybe he goes out there and just play. You know what I mean? I got to wait and see a little bit, but you know, I'm not overly encouraged for his first year in Philly, if that makes sense. I'm not ready to say anything about it, you know, a big grandiose proclamation on the player or the career, but I don't think he's going to be as big of an impact in year one as the Eagles were hoping he would be.
Do you think this is a fair take by me? You've lost the benefit of the doubt, and you have to go prove it to me that you can be a part of something that they're going to count on this coming season. And we'll worry about years 2, 3, and 4. I'm worried about 2026. You got the benefit when you were drafted because you drafted 20th. You got the benefit because of what you did in college when you were at Southern Cal.
Right.
Doesn't that shit erode after a while?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I think every rookie doesn't really get the benefit, to be honest with you.
Devontae did.
Well, no, Devontae didn't.
You did. I'll tell you what. When Devontae, I was
wrong. But why did Devontae had the benefit? Not because he was a first-round pick. Devontae got the benefit. Why? Because he was a good football player.
Because Gary Cobb said when he saw him in camp the first day, he went, "Holy shit, that guy's like."
That's the same thing John McMullen said. Okay. So Devontae's benefit did not come to him because of being a first-round pick. It came to him because he was a good player. You know what I mean? And that's what I think earns you the benefit. I don't think it has anything to do with the first-round pick. I mean, that obviously gives more people more of a reason to want to give the benefit, but I think it should be the opposite. Like, if you think about it, first-round picks get less of the benefit. If you're a fourth-round pick and you're having a slow camp, all right, I'll give you the benefit. You got a little time. We'll give you some time. You're a first-round pick, it's like there's almost less benefit of the doubt to me given to you. And Makai's got to go out there and play. That's what it comes down to. He's got to go out there and prove he can be something and do something for this team. Until I see that, I think it's fair of you to say, yes, you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
How about this, too? I think the troubling thing is when you read his NFL pre-draft profile is exactly what it says. Competitive, but ordinary after the catch. Needs a runway to break off comebacks once out of the drive, which means he struggles getting out of and off the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, Z, I'm not even talking about his freaking hands. I'm talking about getting into the route. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's the concern because he wasn't drafted, Seals, because he's fast or he's got strength or size. I mean,
where I'm going here is that means you can't move him around like you initially thought you were going to into Y and Z. He's basically in the slot for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the slot for a reason. It's because you struggle rounding off routes. And you're better in space, and you're better without somebody in your face. I don't know. Hey, listen, I think you're right. I think you're right. August 26th, I got to tell you, man, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And then you combine that with the fact that the guy behind him is not very good so far. Whew, man.
Well, I mean, I think the other thing that's heightened here is they traded away AJ. So that's not obviously, changed the perception of him, or the expectation of him rather, as a rookie as compared to other people. Like, for example, Jordan Davis was drafted higher and had lower first-year expectations because you had Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave in front of him. So everybody gave, okay, let's give Jordan some time. Say, you don't get that with Makai, because imagine if AJ was here and they drafted Makai. Then what would the expectation be? You'd be looking at Jahan Dotson's numbers last year, and you'd say, all right, let's see. Hopefully Makai Lemon can be more than Jahan Dotson, who put up 262 yards last year. So I think that's a part of it too.
All right, Z, let me go to Jalen. 13 picks in camp so far, 2 last night. What do you take away is that? What do you make of that?
Is it camp, or is it the new offense? Is it accuracy? Is it
the receivers?
The receivers. I'm not going to go crazy on it, dude. Honestly.
So do you think there's any coincidence that McKee sucks and Hurts has 13 picks?
No, but what I don't think we can do is expect them to change the offense, change the style of the passing game, put Jalen in a position and in an offense he's never run before, and then also expect him in training camp, the period to actually get acclimated, to not turn the ball over or to be perfect in camp. I think it's like Mannion. It's like the same concept of, don't hire a first-year guy if you're unwilling to give him first-year leeway. Don't make Jalen in a new offense in year 6, if you want him to have a perfect training camp. So, it's a number to keep an eye on, but I think it's more comes down to the offense for me and what that is. But
how much do you put the Vic Fangio factor on that too?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, I've seen Patrick Mahomes in jail from this defense.
Right. I'm saying I'm at it. I
I
want to add all of it.
That's fair point. I mean, Vic's got a great defense. He's got great cornerbacks. Maybe the most talented group of corners he's had. Probably not more than 24, but arguably pretty close. I think Quignon's better now than he was as a rookie. And Woolen is spotty. I'm not going to say he's better than Slay, but Slay was obviously at the tail end of his career at that point. So, that's a part of it.
Your back six is as good as anybody in the league, with Campbell, Bond, Q, Akuba, Cooper, and with Woolen. That's a really good back six. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the pass game, there's not going to be a lot of zones out there that are going to be big. There are going to be a lot of tight window throws when you're playing that kind of defense with that kind of talent. Plus, with the size of the defensive front and the front that you have, that's a tough putt to try to install a new offense against a defense like that. That's also getting better. So there's some context to all of that. And you're not playing with a group of wide receivers any longer that are A+. You're playing with C+ guys. And when Devontae's out there, he raises it to a B-. You've been playing with A guys for 4 years. You're down now a notch.
Yeah, I mean, and look, that's definitely a part of it. But I also think at the same time that with the expectations of, forget what expectations are that are too big for fans, which I think happens a lot. I think whenever you're an elite and a starting quarterback and deemed a franchise quarterback of a football team, I mean that's just part of the burden. You know what I mean? nobody's going to look at you and say, all right, well, your receivers are a little bit worse than they were last year. So, okay, it doesn't matter what you do this year. Nobody's doing that for any other big quarterback. Now, people do it outside of those cities, I'm sure, but look, if you want to say that Jalen is the franchise and an elite player, I'm fine with that. But then hold him to that standard. That doesn't mean it's not harder for him, but it also means that he's got to do more to overcome those obstacles. And I think in a way the organization has put that on him, because why else would they get rid of A.J. Brown in the middle of A.J. Brown's prime, in the middle of this team's prime, if they didn't feel as though Jalen would be good enough to carry the water for the rest of the team, or Saquon or those guys. But I think the buck stops with Jalen, and that's the most important guy in the room. And that when you're the most important guy in the room, you have to bear that burden. So I think that's just a part of it.
Tell me what you think of Nick Sirianni. Has he done every single thing?
Wait, real quick though, dude. I mean, like Yoshi says this. Part of the burden, who's winning with nobody's on offense? Yoshi. Really?
Kyle Shanahan.
Wait. Really, Yoshi? Is that what you believe about the Eagles offense? They got a bunch of nobodies.
It's not nobody's.
They spent the 10th pick in the draft on Devontae Smith. They have the number 2 overall pick in Saquon Barkley. They have Lane Johnson, who's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They have Jordan Mailata. I mean, dude, come on. Like, if you want to say it got worse, fine. Nobody's on offense? Nobody's on offense? Wake up!
I don't say that.
Come on, man.
I don't say that either. So, I mean, I do think it's older, and I think the health is a question mark. But look,
yeah, but it's not. Nobody.
I could make the argument that the Eagles have the 2 best offensive tackle tandems in the league, with Lane when healthy, and with Mailata. Okay, I'm starting to go down that lane though. I think the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys have closed the gap on you.
Where?
In the O-line.
Well, I never thought their O-line was bad, honestly. I mean, they weren't. I think that's probably fair. But
2 years ago, I thought it was not.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the Eagles have more come back a little bit on the O-line. I think Dallas and incoming everybody crying up a storm because you talk honestly about a team in the division. I think Dallas has actually done more on their defense than I thought. I was looking at it today, and they have Rashawn Gary. They added, who else did they add? They got Caleb Downs. They got Von Miller. They have somebody put out a list of all the acquisitions that the Cowboys made, and I think they have a long way to go to be a middle of the pack defense. But I think they did get better good enough, improved enough to be a top 20 defense. If you have a tremendous coaching performance, I could see a top 15, top 12. But, Downs is a great player. You got some guys coming off the edge now for him. You obviously have a strong interior.
I think they're better inside with Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary. I mean, they got some dudes there. I mean, it's not a bunch of nobodies. Maybe there's some dudes that are past their prime, obviously in Von Miller and stuff, but they're clearly trying to piecemeal the approach a little bit more, so they don't have the superstar of Michael Parsons, but they do have some other guys on that team. So I don't think Dallas is ready to win the division yet, unless the Eagles struggle in their head-to-head matchups versus Dallas and lose both of them. I have a hard time believing that the Cowboys are ready to win the division. But look, they were the best offensive football last year. That was a legit offense. So
I don't believe that anybody's going to sweep anybody. I think it's going to be a standard split.
Yeah, I could see that
this year, and it's going to come down to those other teams that it's going to win the division this coming year. So I want to play a small game with Zander Krause. I want Big Z to pretend that he is the head football coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Zander, who would you play at the number 3 wide receiver if you were going to play the Commanders on Sunday? Who would Zander Krause line up? He's trying to figure out where I'm going.
No,
Listen,
I'm not trying to figure out where I'm going. I'm actually trying to gauge, do I trust the process that I had as an organization that led me to draft Makai Lemon with the 20th overall pick? Do I trust that process? Because you don't just make that pick on a whim. Or do I trust what I've seen in a lying off season where Darius Cooper performed well in summer? Because if you trust the process of the draft pick, then I think you want to see Makai almost fall flat before you don't give him that opportunity. But I also think he hasn't been out there, and Darius seemingly is the better player right now to go and win a game on Sunday. If I was the head coach of the team, I'd probably play Cooper. If I was the general manager of the team, I'd probably phone down and say play Makai.
Okay, so I was told that the Philadelphia Eagle practice matters. Practice is a big part of the evaluation for the players, right?
I mean, it matters.
So you're going to tell me that no, I'm not saying you are, but evaluation of a player in a draft matters more than the context of practicing, going out there and putting the reps in, and that matters more when the front office calls? Now, I know what it does. Wait a minute. Now, I want to ask you this question. Who do you think they're going to play?
Yeah,
the three wide receivers in the open against
I think
the
they're going to play Lemon. I do. But don't you have to understand, I mean, and I get it, it's pro football. There's no time for this. But, like, dude, for example, I'll try and equate it to you and I, what you and I do. When you first started on JAKIB, we went through the process to negotiate. You had to take a career jump to talk in Philly. If the first 10 shows didn't go good, you weren't about to be like, let's unplug.
No.
You know what I mean? So I think that was my point about Lemon in the process. Like, you go through this process and you figure out the guys you want to invest a first round draft pick on. You do that on Makai Lemon. He tweaks a hammy, and now you're going to pull the plug early in year one. I don't know I could see the other side of that as well. Like, let me see it through here. I made the investment. I went through the rigmarole to do this. I want to see it through. I'm not going to bail on it before it even begins.
I love this conversation because I'll show you why it undermines a coach's authority.
It does, but
here's the case. So I tell you guys to practice as hard as you possibly can each and every single day, and that every rep matters. Every rep is on tape, and every single thing you do. So Darius Cooper works his ass off, and he just utterly works his ass off for 3 months, OTAs, and minicamp. And all of a sudden, I have to go to that player and go, hey, because we made an evaluation, a high evaluation on Makai Lemon, all that fucking work you did matters nothing to me. I've got to play this guy over that guy. How does that help your quarterback when it comes to evolving your offense and giving your quarterback the best players you could possibly play?
Oh, yeah.
And on the other side of that, that's what Vic does.
I think you're right, but coaches play a 1-game thing and GMs play a 3-year game.
Listen, I'm battling with you over something that goes on.
I think you're right. I just don't think I don't think the solution, yo, guys, does everybody like the Eagles' success? Like,
yes,
this is the setup here. The GM and the owner have more say than the head coach. They had it with Doug Peterson and the second Doug tried to flex a muscle, boom, he was kicked out of here. Nick is more unwilling to flex those muscles. He's not going to get that type of leeway with the Super Bowl or not. And that's the Eagles' setup. That's the organization. I don't think you're getting around that. But again, I do go back to even if you have a problem with that setup, it does make some sense to me from a sense of it's not like you're putting Devontae Smith on the bench to get Makai Lemon out there. All right, Cooper did some nice things. He's an undrafted guy. He did some nice things in training camp. Let me see my first rounder fail before I default to Darius Cooper.
So the draft pick matters to you where he's taken.
I don't think it's not about where he was taken. It's about the belief,
your process,
and the quality of player.
The process.
That I presume the Eagles believed they were getting. I don't think they drafted somebody in the first round, like that, and think, oh, we drafted a guy who, who's a stiff, or who Darius Cooper will be better than. Let's hope he can play. I think they thought this is a good guy that they have, a scout team that's as big as anybody's team in the NFL. You know, Howie's hit on all his first-round picks recently. So I think that process supersedes the need to feel as though Cooper has to get out there. As much as I like Cooper, I'm just saying I can understand it.
So you would go more with Howie's evaluation of a player than Nick's evaluation of a player. Because if Nick went and said we need to play him, Howie's evaluation.
Nick is a different goal. Nick is trying to win week to week. So Cooper probably does give you the better chance to win week to week. I think for this reason more than any. He's been working with Jalen Hurts all summer.
That's the chemistry thing, yes.
Chemistry, right? I mean, I forget the talent for a second. The quarterback is more comfortable with that guy. He knows where he's going to be. He knows the way he runs routes. He knows the way he plays ball. He knows where to put the football, for him in his catch radius. He knows how he plays. Lemon, I don't think that they're there yet with that. So I think that's a part of it. But again, you can't abandon the process too quick.
I want to bring something up. And by the way, I am not in any way whatsoever, and I swear to this on my God, I am not taking a shot so much at Jeffrey Lurie here. I'm taking a shot at the entire NFL. So they're going to induct him into the Hall of Fame. And, maybe it's probably not a big deal.
Yeah, but what is the process for that? I'm going to induct myself into the Hall of Fame.
I always thought that was for players, front office guys, and coaches.
Isn't Bob Kraft?
So what do you want to congratulate Jeffrey Lurie for? Being committed to winning?
You ever seen that? Is it Snoop Dogg? Is it Snoop Dogg that did that?
Hey, let's have a Hall of Fame here and let's me and you induct.
You ever see that Snoop Dogg segment or where he's at the podium and he said, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for never doubting me. And
yeah.
That kind of what it reminded me of. Jeffrey Lurie's like, I'm going to put myself in the Eagles. I to be fair, he probably is, an Eagle Hall of Famer for sure. He's the most successful owner we've ever had.
Oh, yeah. He's your best owner.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty fun.
I just always thought that those Hall of Fames were more for the players, the coaches, and the front office guys. Because thanking an owner for winning, wanting to win.
You're the one who proclaims every day that the Eagles have success in spite of their head coach and quarterback. It's all because of the guy in a suit and his little bunched up 28 size pants.
Howie, put Howie in. I'm in there with that.
Come on, Sills.
Wait a minute. So here, I want to thank me for being committed to winning. I want to thank me for hiring the right coaches. Hey, I want to thank me for making sure our fans have a great experience at Lincoln Financial. Hey, well, wake me up here, man. Congratulations. You fucking were a good owner. You want a pat on the back for that? Oh, I saw that. I remember. I think that was at the MTV Awards. He said that. Either that or the Grammys.
This is an iconic quote by Snoop Dogg, by the way. I
saw it live.
Last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I want to thank me for never quitting. I want to thank me for being a giver and trying to give more than I receive. I want to thank me for trying to do more right than wrong. I want to thank me for just being me at all times. Snoop Dogg, you a bad mother effer.
You bet, man. I love Snoop Dogg.
That's a classic freaking quote, dude.
He is, man. I love that guy. He's all good, man. All right, so I got another one here. A couple more here for you. I ranked the 5 best defenses in pro football, and I didn't put them with any order or any number. I think these are the 5 best rosters and the 5 best defenses. I got Rams, and they're not in any order. I got Rams, Texans, Eagles, Seahawks, and the Broncos. Those would be my 5 best defensive football teams.
Rams, Eagles, Texans, Seahawks, and Broncos?
Yeah. You could make an outlier for the Chargers, maybe.
I was thinking them, but I think your 5 is probably right. I'm a little more hesitant on Houston just because of the offense, but their defense is obviously sick. And the Eagles are only in there really probably because of their defense.
Well, they're better than you at edge. You're better than them at the tackle position, the Texans. I think the linebacking core is pretty good. The secondary, I think the Texans a little bit are better. Both corners are first team Pro Bowlers. Oh, wait, I think Lassiter's second team, excuse me. So it's pretty close. And I do think that Vic gives him the edge. And even though I love D'Amico Ryans as a coordinator, I think D'Amico's a hell of a defensive-minded coach. But
yeah, he's a great coach.
Hunter and Anderson are better than anything the Eagles have. I mean, then again, they're the best duo, I think, in the league. I mean, both those guys were over double-digit sacks last year. They were both Pro Bowl guys. So, but yeah, I think you're better interior-wise. I think Seattle's pretty good. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. That Rams defense, Zander, they're pretty good on every level.
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, I think the concern with the Rams is probably like age, just from like Stafford's older.
By the way, you could rank them at the I think these are your 5 guys. You can rank them probably anywhere.
Man, I keep forgetting they got Myles Garrett. Golly.
And who else? Remember who they got in the secondary?
Yeah, the Trent McDuffie.
They went out and added that too. You guys added Woolen, they added McDuffie. See, and they added Garrett.
Yeah, we had a better corner group to start though.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have a Quinion over there,
and your backers are better than the Rams.
Yeah,
I don't think the Rams are exceptional there. I think they're okay there.
I mean, look, that's going to come down. If Stafford,
you know where I think Dallas is going to suffer mightily, at corner 2. I think Laurent Bland. I think Laurent Bland is. I think he's cooked, dude. And I wouldn't be shocked if they go out and try to find a corner.
I think the Seahawks signed Trayvon Diggs, didn't they?
Hey, did anybody sign Teron Arnold? Was that Seattle? Seattle signed him?
No, I don't think it was. It.
Did Teron Arnold sign with them?
No. He didn't sign yet.
He hasn't signed yet. Okay. That's going to be interesting to
see. There's a lot of contradictory reports about this. Yahoo Sports says Terry Arnold's move to Seahawks takes new turn as Super Bowl champions remain unbothered over contract. What does that mean? This one says Seahawks reportedly expected to finalize a deal with Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, because I don't see him on the depth chart.
He's not there yet.
No, I have.
They did sign Trayvon Diggs, right?
Yeah, yep. He's backing up Witherspoon. He's backing up Witherspoon. Yes.
Yeah, so he signed with the Seahawks.
Hey Z, tell me this: why do you think Devontae Smith is going to have a gigantic year when nobody in Green Bay has ever had a big year in that offense? Is it just because they've never had a player like Devontae there?
Wait, who's going to have a big year?
Devontae.
Well, they have had a player there have a big year.
Who?
AJ had 1,500 yards.
No. I'm talking in Green Bay. If you're running a Green Bay offense.
Oh. You're talking about with the new offense. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different group of players. I don't think Green Bay has a guy like that. I mean, they have more of a bunch of dudes as opposed to a guy.
Their go-to guy's Tucker.
Yeah, and they have
Christian Watson. They got
that's what I mean. They don't have
they got dudes.
Yeah, they don't have as much of a top end talent, I don't think, in Green Bay. But they are more of a spread offense. I mean, that's where I think Mannion's going to have some flexibility. Like, you're not going to come here and spread the ball to 3 and 4, and take targets away from Devontae Smith. I mean, if you want to spread them out and take some away from Wicks, all right, I'm fine with that. But you're not taking targets away from Devontae Smith. That to me seems dumb.
Let me ask you this. So do you think you have a better wide receiving core than Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and Matthew Golden with Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, and Makai Lemon? You think you have a better –
I think they're pretty similar. I mean, okay. I think Devontae is the best of the group, though.
Yeah. No. But as a group, I mean, do you think?
I mean, it depends. Is Lemon a first-round pick? Is he a good first-round pick? I mean, they used the first-rounder on Golden, didn't they?
Okay, put Elijah Moore in there. I don't care who you put in there. Who do you? I mean, you really think that? I mean, here's where the offense has really walked back a little bit in personnel. You used to have that advantage going into every ball game, right? Well, let's go into the first game of the year, and I'll re-ask this question to you. Do you believe that you're a better group than Terry McLaurin, Stephon Diggs, and Luke McCaffrey with Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, and Makai Lemon?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't think they're. Look, they have a lot more to prove. Is that fair?
Yeah,
they are way more unproven. I mean,
I'm not making an indictment. I'm just asking a question here.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think they're way more. They're not proven, and Devontae's the only one who is proven there. Wicks has been what, a 4? He was a 4.
Yeah.
Was he a 4? Is that what he was last year?
Yeah, he was the 4th or 5th, depending on whatever. So this Rams team, you think you're better than Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Jordan Whittington?
No, I mean, you're obviously not better than Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I mean, Devontae Adams is the fear with it, not fear, but he's got to stay healthy. He's what, 32 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he was a hell of a player in his prime. That was probably my favorite receiver when he was in his prime.
Yeah, my point is, Z, you don't have that advantage that you used to going into every ball game.
He's 33, dude.
And he still led the NFL in touchdown catches last year.
14. He only had 789 yards.
I know.
Only had 60 receptions, too, but he's a sick player. He was unreal in his freaking prime. I remember. I was so pissed off. I'll never forget where I was. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, you guys could check me on this. I was at the Maxwell Awards when it broke, but I think the Devontae Adams, either a trade or a sign to the Raiders after his Packer career, was the same day that Deshaun Watson got his contract in Cleveland signed. Because remember, that thing was such a long saga. Everybody was waiting for it to end. I'm pretty sure both of those deals happened on the same day. And I remember being like, man, my favorite receiver going to freaking Oakland or Vegas, that sucks. So, because I thought they sucked and they turned out to suck.
Let me ask you inside the NFC East. Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Elijah Moore, or Makai Lemon versus CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Ryan Florno.
Well, they got the better top 2. I mean, they have a better top 2 for sure. So when you have guys that are that good at the top 2, I mean, you can make an argument, a pretty easy argument, that CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are both top 10 receivers.
Oh yes,
yeah. I mean, that whenever you have two guys at the top like that, that's gonna weight the entire scale of the evaluation. So yeah, I'd say Dallas is a better receiving group right now.
How about the Giants? Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Darnell Mooney versus.
I'm going to take the Eagles there. I like Neighbors a lot, but he is coming off a big injury. I'm not a big Slayton and Mooney guy. I don't think they're all that great. To me, they're
I'm
like
not
guys.
A dark guy for sure.
And I'm definitely not a dark guy. I haven't been a dark guy since he came into the league. But I think the Eagles are better there.
Zander, in 2026, who's going to be the very best defensive football player in the Philadelphia Eagles by the end of the year?
I think Quinyon or Carter. Those are my two. Those are my two picks.
Prediction. Ready?
Let me guess. Cooper. No. All right. Who you got? Hunt?
Felix Hunt.
That's a big
I'm so wrong on him.
You weren't wrong. I mean, you just said, I want to wait and see. The guy's at a Houston Baptist, and he's been an edge rusher for like a year of his life.
And he was a corner when he was in
safety. Yeah.
He was a safety, 2 years, 3 years.
You're ready to say he's going to be the best player in this defense?
He gets better every fucking practice. Gary Cobb says every time he gets on the field, he just shines, dude.
I could see it. It's not that crazy. I mean, I could see it. I think Carter and Q will be better, though. I mean, I think Quinyon Mitchell's – I get it. It's a zone. It's not as much of a lockdown. I think Quinyon Mitchell is –
You realize that's why he doesn't have a lot of picks.
I do realize that. But I think that dude is certified. I mean, I think he could be in any system, I think he would thrive.
He could play press.
I think he is just a freaking beast of a cornerback. I think I could easily make an argument, in my opinion, he's the best corner in football right now. He probably won't get that nod because he doesn't play press, but I'm a big Quinyon Mitchell fan, and Carter, we got to see it, but we all saw what Carter can do when he does play. So you got to wait. If that beast is awoken, that's going to be a tough dude to block.
I'll tell you something else too, boy. There's no question come next year, I think the first guy out the door, if that Hunt plays like I think he's going to, Nolan Smith will be involved in some type of package trade to try to get more equity picks in the 2027
Probably because they'll have the 5th-year option on him. Yeah,
because he's not a bad football player.
No, and it's a cheap 5th-year option. Remember, so people won't shy away from the fully guaranteed because it's $14 million. So, yeah, I think that could happen. I mean, I'm still. If Nolan is good this year, I don't see why you wouldn't let him play it out. You'll probably get a 3rd-round comp pick back when he walks, if he has as good of a year as we think. And then think about the depth they could have at defensive end next year with the defensive tackles. I mean, if Grenard is, let's just say he gets back healthy and Jalix becomes what you just projected he might become, and then you have Nolan as your 3 next year. I mean, dude, you're talking about a team that's a Super Bowl contender for the next 2 seasons. Forget the fluctuations on the offense. That defense is going to be, you're not going to be able to play versus that defense. They're going to be suffocating. So I would pause before I traded away Nolan.
Okay, fair enough. See how it plays out towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I'd rather hold him and get the comp pick.
See, I made a comment about something Nick said yesterday. I'm going to throw this at you here. So when I was cut 3 times by the Bucs, Cowboys, and the Lions, my head football coach was in the room, called me in the room and said, this is why we're going here. This is why we're doing this. You're the last player cut. Okay, back then you only kept 47. So Howie's in the room with Nick when he makes the cuts? Why?
Well, because Howie controls the roster. Why? We debate this 4 times a week.
I hate that rule.
Well, you're the one who gives him Howie all the credit for the success.
Yeah, but I owe Howie nothing. I owe Nick, my coaches, and Vic. Who do you think Vic owes? Who do you think Zach Bond would say he's more loyal to? Vic or Howie?
Vic.
Okay. Because Vic turned him into that player to earn the $17 million.
Yes.
Okay. So when I have a coach that I feel loyal to,
I get your point. But this is Philly. This is the setup.
I'd be like, who's the short guy in the room? I mean, what's he doing here?
And Howie would say, I'm the dude who assembled you 2 Super Bowl rosters, you caboose.
Okay.
Go turn on the National Football Show. He thinks you're a stiff, and I'm the reason for the success. No. I've been thinking something recently. You know, we always say the Eagles hate this show. I think Howie secretly puts on this show, and it's almost like pump-up music to him because Sileo's like, they're the winningest team in football the last 4 years, and the coach and the quarterback have nothing to do with it. I think Howie Roseman loves this program.
Well, I would say this to Howie. Well, it really goes down to their behavior. They interchange coaches and change out coaches. They don't change front office people out. They change head coaches. They change assistant coaches. Look at your offensive assistant coaching room. There's only one guy that's been in the room as long as Nick. You know who that is? It's the wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
Outside of that, and the running back coach. Outside of that, everybody else has been gone 2-3 times. I mean, nobody's there longer than 3 years as a coach. Do you notice that? Except for Nick. They don't believe in coaches. They believe in Howie vision. Hey, one last one here on it. You think that this kid, Makai Lemon Drop, you think this guy is closer to Jalen Reagor, or do you think he's closer to Devontae Smith?
I think right now he's dead in the middle. That's a wide range. You got like Devontae's all the way over here, and Reagor is like all the way over here. I think Lemon's right in the middle of it too at this point. All right, but dude, it's early. All right, I mean, I'm not going to count a guy out who's missed all of training camp his rookie summer and say, "Oh, 3 practices doesn't get separation. The guy's a stiff." I mean, I got to give it a little bit of time here on Lemon, but. What I am losing confidence in is his first-year contributions to the team. You know, I don't know what they're going to look like, and again, they're heightened after you get rid of A.J. Brown, but we got to see. So,
like, if you go on a date with a chick and it's like
he's not Reagor, though.
Hold on. when you go on a date with a chick, and if it's not a very good date, the first one, and it's a shitty first date.
Well, define shitty first date.
She's got nothing in common with you, and she does nothing that you have.
Over dinner, and then what? You go home together or what?
Doesn't first impressions matter? No, well, I don't know about that. I mean, yeah.
I'm saying give your definition of the date.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to end in like the no pants dance.
All right, well then you're not going on date number 2, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Well, just checking. This guy looks like Rod Hill, doesn't he? Hey, Rod Hill, doesn't he? That's a cowboy bust wideout.
Look at Abe. Got to get the money. Pay me, Zander. It's Friday.
Got to get the money.
Abe, if only you knew, dude. Abe, I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning on Fridays.
If only you knew. If only you knew, Abe.
I got the 4:30 a.m. wake up on Fridays. Hey, asshole. It's Friday. It's Friday. Where's my check?
Oh, my God.
Sills, it's on auto deposit.
Hey,
it's coming today.
I know.
Promise.
Hey, Zander's done this now, man. He just puts it on auto. Now it's on
I
auto.
I changed it to auto, man.
He just went like this. Fuck this guy. I'm not listening to these.
Oh, man.
So, final exhibition game this weekend. That offense, once again, you feel good where they are or okay where they are?
Well, it's they haven't had a great camp, but we kind of probably should have expected this when they're changing up everything. That's my whole problem with criticizing Jalen on the picks right now. It's like, again, I'll bring up Philly 500. We got the Battle Royale coming up. Looking forward to it. But he brought up a great point last week about Mannion. It's like, if you got a problem with Mannion being a first-year coordinator, then take it up with the organization. You can't give a guy who's a first-year coordinator then not give him any leeway to be a first-year coordinator. You can't change the offense entirely new in the offseason and then expect Jalen Hurts to have no picks in camp like he did a couple years ago when that also didn't matter. So, he's got some picks. It's all good. I'm not worried about that. I just want the offense to be consistent and effective on early downs. I think that will help them a ton. And, they got to get rid of the things that were overwhelming last year.
Third down.
First down. 3 and outs. I mean, they led the league in 3 and outs last year. You lead the league in 3 and outs. I got news. You're probably not going to be a good team. You're probably not going to be a good offense. So I think if they clean up those things, that defense can be great. And we'll see where they go from there. I'm encouraged though. I don't feel down on the team at the end of camp here. Today was the last day of training camp for practice. I don't feel down on the team at all. I mean, I feel like there's question marks, but I felt like that before training camp. So we got to see if they answered the bell.
Let's get to the supers before we get to the guys.
All right, let's do it. I don't see it. Philly 500's in there, but I don't see him. I don't know if that's
I don't see him yet either.
DQ says, oh, there he is. In Belichick's defense, he did sell his soul to Satan. I don't even know what the hell that means. Here's Alvino. I want to thank Hurts for 4 verts.
Cowboy
Alvino, fan. That forehead's a 5-head, bro.
Close that damn.
Down. The Phillies A says, hey, guys, you're the best. How did you con Sills to come to Philly when he didn't even come to celebrate us when we won the Super Bowl? Y'all are the best. Yeah, he was trying to avoid beer cans being thrown at his head.
Oh, by the way, security too. I've got 2 security guys that are going to show up.
Yeah, we're in talks. All right, I gotta add that to the budget. We got some macho security guys to defend Sills.
Yeah, that's going to be great. By the way,
all.
Hey man, listen. It's going to be one of the most iconic years since we've been covering this football team because there's a lot of storylines here.
I think it should be a big one, man. And I got optimism. The Eagles will continue to be a good team. But look, more questions this year, more things to answer.
Oh yeah, didn't Philly 500 cry when they drafted Makai Lemon?
Did he? Was it Makai Lemon or was it Stalley?
Wait, I thought it was
dude. Wait a second. One thing about Philly 500.
He's awesome.
Those might turn out to be prophetic tears. And that will be a sad day because that means Makai Lemon will be a stiff. But if he is, everybody will come back to 500 and say,
you were right.
You knew from the jump, my friend. So
you were right. Because if I'm not mistaken, Mark Holmes called him out on it.
Yeah, he did.
And get this. I have a feeling that Philly 500.
Wait, though, I got a video of Holmes crying. I think it's still in here in my video file. Look, here it is.
No.
The way that I do. I sell this shit for Jerry Jones. I am the one that says it's going to be okay. Dak Prescott, he is a top 5 quarterback. I try to tell you, this defense with Dan Quinn is good. I'm the one that makes a lot of you guys believe, and I apologize to you guys for trying to make you believe. Apparently, this shit just can't be fixed. It can't be fixed.
I hate saying this.
And it's killing me. It is killing me.
I see tears there from Mark Holmes.
I'll tell you what, man. Mark Holmes fills that jersey out like Martune. That's a good looking.
Oh, man, that's a shot. Mark, don't take that. That's a low blow.
Hey, I'll tell you what. He looks good in that gear, and that setup looks pretty good here, too. Peel your hat back for me. How you doing?
Come on, Alvino. Stop playing with me, Alvino. All right, so let me get out of here.
Got you, bro. We'll see you in the morning, dude.
All right, dude, later.